Do you ever like read a book or watch a movie and it just stays with you for weeks and weeks after? Well, that was me with this book Rouge by Mona Awad. I haven't read a book like this in over a decade. It moved me so much and I just was so obsessed with it that I had to create a makeup look based on the main character of this book, Mirabelle. Hi, my name is Eb. I'm a Sydney-based hair and makeup artist, and this is The Culture of Beauty. And today I'll be transforming myself into a fictional character from the book Rouge by Mona Awad. Without spoilers or giving too much away, this book is about a woman. Her name's Mirabelle. She lives in Montreal and her mother dies suddenly back in California. So she heads home to sort of make arrangements, finalize some things. And while she's there, she falls into this supernatural beauty cult. The book is partially inspired by our cultural obsession with skincare and beauty. It's a surrealist horror novel, and I honestly haven't read anything like it. Sort of reminded me of The Informers by Bret Easton Ellis, if you've ever read that book. It's been years since I've read it, but it really reminded me of that because it blends a sort of banal everyday life with these very surreal and visceral scenes. The language is really visual as well in the book, so that's why I felt inspired to create a look, because our main character Mirabelle undergoes this sort of occult makeover. It's hard to say really what the book is about. It's about vanity, it's about narcissism, it's about intergenerational trauma. It's got some ancient Egyptian mythology sprinkled in there, but also it's very much about the mother-daughter bond and relationship. I really, really enjoyed it. The cover art is so beautiful as well. With this makeup look, I wanted to invoke something beautiful but terrifying at the same time, because the way that the character is described sort of halfway through the book is just that. People are sort of both fascinated and shocked by her appearance. So yeah, let's get into the look. Okay, so here we are. Obviously, I want to utilize some of the colors on the cover. The cover art is so beautiful. You've got this jelly flower, jellyfish rose, and obviously the book's called Rouge, so we need to incorporate red. Her lips are described as being red, even though she hasn't put any lipstick on or anything. So we're definitely going to incorporate that into the look. Some of the other words that are used to describe her look are: she has a glow, that she is moon bright. She has a slip of the tongue and calls it whitening and then corrects herself to brightening. So this is a nice play, I thought, on how the beauty industry talks about skin whitening these days. To be politically correct, I feel like they're more often referring to it as brightening. The other characters respond to her in sort of a surprised way when they see her for the first time after her treatments. Some of them are described in a way that makes you think perhaps she looks a bit scary and maybe a little bit anemic too. I think at one point one of the characters asks her if she's just given blood or something. The look I want to create today is sort of an ethereal, anemic, witchy kind of look with a almost like a wine-stained or a blood-stained lip. I created this mood board and I'll link it below. It's called Anemic. And you can see there's just some like really glowy looks. I think a bleached brow would look really good with this, but I'm not going to bleach my brows today. But yeah, you can see it's sort of glowy, a little bit anemic. I really like this sort of white around the eyes. I'm actually going to go get some contact lenses too, because I think they'll look really cool. I have these contact lenses that are the same color as my eye, but they're quite big. They're the Evercolor Luquage One Day lenses, and these are Japanese lenses. I find they're really good. They keep the eye moisturized throughout the day. The color is called Aqua Beige, but yeah, they're the same color as my eye, but they're a lot bigger. So hopefully it will give it a bit of a freaky look, which is what I want. I find it so hard to put contact lenses in. If anyone has like an easy hack for how to put contact lenses in, let me know. So the lenses are in. Next I'm going to do foundation. I'm using the IT Cosmetics CC cream. So I'm going to mix medium and light together. And this is the neutral shade. What I loved about this book was that the language was so visual. I just felt as everything was being described, I could see it in my mind's eye. And you know, when you read a book when you're really young, like I remember reading when I started to get into literature in like high school and university, and you would read something and it would really just like move you and stay with you for like days and months. I don't feel like I get the same impact from content anymore. And maybe it was because I was coming of age at a time where media was way less fragmented. So if you really wanted to find something different, an alternative, you really had to work hard to seek it out. Whereas these days I feel like everything's so much more accessible. So like content just doesn't have the same impact on me as it once had. I feel like because there's just so much more, the senses are assaulted. So when you come across something really special like this book that affects you so much, I think it's so exciting. Just gonna do another layer just to get that really flawless, like full coverage look. Okay, the brightening stage 1 complete. Next, I'm gonna start to brighten it up even more with concealer. I'm gonna use my OG Shape Tape. This has a slightly pink undertone to cancel out any kind of darkness that I might have under the eyes, which I definitely do. I just want to create this flawless canvas so then I can build on top of it. Just really getting into the ditches under my eyes. And I'm gonna do the eyelid too, because I want this to be my primer for my eyeshadow. Gonna get a bit on the eyebrow too. I'm gonna get another shade of Shape Tape. So this is 22B. I'm gonna grab a lighter shade. This is 8B, just to brighten it a bit more in the center. I'll just use that same brush. So I'll create just like a bit of brightness here on the forehead, down the nose, above the lip, on the chin, and just through here, under the eyes. It's like a triangle shape. So yeah, this is sort of like a reverse contour in the sense that I am not putting down dark colors to contour. I'm just creating brightness to contour instead. Very brightening. Okay, the next step is to add some highlight. I'm just gonna keep layering the highlight. So this is the RMS Beauty Champagne Rosé Living Luminizer. It's like a balmy product, so it's gonna create that glossy effect. I'm just gonna pop it at the top of my cheekbone. And just up on my forehead too, and on my brow bone for now. I'm just gonna keep building on the highlight, so just in the middle of the nose here as well. And I'll buff it in with my foundation brush. So that's just stage 1 highlighter. Next we'll move on to eyes. I'm just gonna create a wash around my eyes with this Tarte eye shimmer. The color's called Night Dive. It looks quite pinky in the bottle, but it's got green shimmer in it as well. Just gonna use a fat fluffy brush. the inner corner, I'm going to use this Remand palette. It's got glitters, and this color, it's called Shining Rose. It's got some pink glitter in it. Pink, champagne, rose gold kind of vibe. So I find these are best put on with your fingers. So I'm just gonna pop it on with my fingers right in the inner corner of my eye. Are we looking moon bright yet? I don't want to overdo the eye look, so I like that. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to keep it like that, but I'm going to just line the inner waterline with like a reddish brown. So I'm going to use this Too Faced Killer Liner in Killer Chocolate just to make the eyes and the contact lenses really pop. Just the bottom, not the top. All right, now I want to play with some eyelashes. I'm going to use these 10mm triangle ones. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on my hand. I think I'll put 3 of these 10mm ones on each eye. Placement is key. And then I'm just going to put these 6mm individual spikes. In the end, I used 3 of these triangle 10mm ones, and I used 4 of these just individual spiky 6mm ones. So I'm just going to let those dry. Definitely looking scarier and witchier. I'm going to add like a shimmer to my eyebrows. So just with this flat brush, I'm going to pick up just this white glitter color from this Remand palette. It's called Purple Fantasy. It's got no purple in it from what I see. Maybe they're in reverse. Maybe it's called Dewdrop. Anyway, it's this whitest shade here. I might add a bit of the sea glass. Oh yeah, that's better. Now that the lashes are dry, I'm gonna add some mascara. I'm just gonna pop on some brown mascara, and I'm gonna use this Heroin Make Volume and Curl Mascara. It's brown, so I'm just gonna use this on the bottom lashes. Great. I'm not going to put any on the top lashes. I think I just really want to have that feeling of like brightness up here and then dragging things down. I'm going to do some more highlighting with this Peri Pera Pure Glory highlighter, and the color is called Night Glory. Just going to use this little guy. Pop it up here again. I'm going to use this Kester Black liner. I think the shade's called AI. This is supposed to be an eyeliner, but sort of like a deep red, so I'm going to use it as a lip liner. Just contouring the edges as well. Next, I'm going to use this Makeup by Mario lip palette, and I'll probably mix these 2 reds here. I like that she's a little messy, because what I'm gonna do is grab a fluffy brush, maybe like this guy, and we're just gonna buff the edges. I just want that sort of blurry, a bit wine-stained look. I'm trying not to go too far outside the lines. I'm just gonna tidy up the edges a little bit with my foundation brush. I want it to be messy but still pretty. I think I will grab this glitter, the first one I used in the inner corner. Just put a little bit of that. Okay, next we're gonna do some blush. I think I'm just gonna use this same red lipstick very carefully. So I'm gonna use this light fluffy brush, and then I'm gonna buff it out on the back of my hand quite a lot and just feather it on And I'm gonna create this draping motion. So I just want it to sort of come out here. Sort of like this C shape here. Can get under the brow a little bit. Might just bring it up my forehead a little bit too. And a tiny bit on the nose. So next, and this will be the finishing touch, I'm just gonna add some more highlight. I'm gonna go back in with this Peri Pera. As if the moonlight is just hitting my face. That's the finished look. I'm gonna keep it kind of glowy. I'm not gonna add powder or anything because that's not the look. We wanna feel like moonlight is hitting our face. We're a bit anemic. If there are any other literary or fictional heroes that you would like me to recreate, please drop a comment below. So if you like this sort of thing, please subscribe to my channel, smash that like button for me too. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you next week.